afternoon, folks. Today, in the rain, I like to show you my shelter setup that I've used over the years, ever since, using a tarp. And I find quite beneficial for me anyway. You may find the same if you want to go ahead and give it a try. But I figured I'd run you through how I set it up today. I've made some improvements, as you gain knowledge over the years, and pick and take from other people and add little things here and there to make your days or nights in the woods a little bit more comfortable. Stay with me. So our first order of business in this type of setup, we need some type of padding / insulation, be it spruce boughs, pine boughs, big wad of leaves and debris or whatever. So that's where we start off with that. And then we'll get to configuring our tarp here right now. Alright, so the next order of business is to run my ridge line before I stake down the bottom of my tarp, just so I know where I'm going to be. I'll do the classic, drape over the ridge line like I always do. Now that way I can see where I need to put either my pack of leaves or my boughs or what have you, so I can stake that down on the bottom as a bed. That looks pretty good there. So I'll just grab 4 stakes and throw those in the bottom for now. I usually just have it's probably 4-foot long loop with a blood knot or fisherman's knot in it. And I'll just run that through my top corner tie outs in lark's head fashion. And then I can stake it out up in the front. So some small saplings, if you leave some, some of the branches, just cut them off so they're short, will allow you to hang other things right at your camp without having to, tie anything else up with cordage or something like that. So I just leave those on there, get my corners strung out. So I just have my browse bag that I had sewed up with a wool blanket from last year, right on top of the canvas. It'll stay dry, trap that dead air, so that'll keep you warm from the ground. And then, like I said, with my branches here on the ends, if I just leave some small stems sticking out, you can go ahead and hang your traps from there. And of course, come nighttime, you get the fire going. Your ridge line is also another good spot to hang certain items. I got an extra shirt here, my wool hat, and I could go ahead and hang my socks up there at night to dry out. So I'll be good to go the next morning. Alright, so what you got here again is the 3 sticks across the front. with the pitch going towards the back now instead of overhanging in the front. As far as all the knots for my ridge line, you can look at my 6 useful knots video or my 15-minute, shelter, fire, water video that explains all the knots here. I've used the 4 stakes in the bottom of the tarp to secure that over the bows. And then the only other thing that I did, and I'm not sure I filmed it, so I'll just show you, is that one tie out there in the back. All I did was use an acorn, kind of pinched it in the tarp, and then tied it off to that tree. And then it's 6 stakes essentially. So we got a tie out in this front corner that goes to the ground, right off the stake, so that keeps, or off the stick rather, so that keeps that tight. And same thing here in this corner. Where am I? Right here. We're just tied out right to the ground. Alright, so here's the setup again. It's typically what I usually do anyway, except the top is now pitched so the rain runs off the back, but I have at least a half another tie out overhanging, so I have more of an overhang and I don't need to pitch it down. In the back is kind of not straight up and down, but pretty close to that, and I have a full tie out which is approximately 2 feet wide for me to sleep on. So it gives me more room in here, more cover, and I have a browse bed slash ground cloth already set up. It's not really a moisture barrier in that it's canvas, but because it's up and stuffed with those pine boughs, it now affects that as well, opposed to just laying right on the ground. So you could throw, a browse bag right on top of this, or you could sleep right on top of that with your blanket or your sleep system, just the same. So this pretty good little shelter system. Like I said, I've done this style pretty much ever since I've been using a tarp. Again, typically my front angles down, which is also good. But as you do things over the years, you see other people do certain things, and you can kind of pick and take what you need and apply it to yourself and just make yourself that much more comfortable out in the woods. So that's what I've done here. Again, I got more overhead cover, almost a straight wall but not quite in the back, and I have a 2-foot spot, which is plenty for me, on the bottom with some browse. Put my wool blanket right on top of that, and I'm ready to rock and roll. And again, the sticks come in handy for hanging things such as your traps, lean up your racks, again in your ridge line for hanging other items to dry out throughout the night. So I appreciate you guys joining me for this quick one. Hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you soon with another one. Till then, take care.